Hello, welcome to the Sips and Smut podcast, where taboo is the topic and the tea is hot. My name is Jordan,
I'm Maddie.
and today we are going to be talking about Quicksilver by Callie Hart. It is a huge favorite of ours. I
Yes.
have the special edition with the foil cover and the
So pretty.
silver looks there. It's it's such a good book.
It is.
I
You
had
brought
seen
this to my attention.
yes,
I'd seen it, but I hadn't gotten around to reading it yet.
yeah, I had seen it too, and I had kind of pushed off on it because I felt like I was gonna read it and really like it. But I
Yeah.
was already going through so many books, and I put it off, and I was like, all right, I'll take a gander because I kept seeing it wherever I went, not just
Yeah.
online, but like
No, but
wherever I
like big
went.
displays and
hmm
yeah.
It was a big talking point. People kept bringing it up to me when I was like talking to booksellers. I was like, all right, I'll finally read it. So I read it. Worth it.
Oh my
I
God.
listened to it. By read, I
So did
listened to
I.
it. So good.
The voice actors on that are phenomenal.
I think they're the ones that really sold the story to me because uh it's a different I know there's some people out there that don't like audiobooks, but I have to say it sets a tone. It sets a
It
tone
does.
and it helps tell a story. Think of it like ancient times when there was no TV. It's a bard and they're telling the story through
Yeah.
music and their voice. There's no music in this, but they're telling it through their voice and the inflections and the tone, and it's
Yeah.
setting the tone of what's happening. I I when I first started reading it, I was kind of like, okay, so she's a fighter, cool. It wasn't until I think it was like chapter 4 or 6, somewhere in the early chapters, when she's fighting the guards, that I fell in love with her, and I was like, I
Yeah.
love her. I
She's a badass.
because it wasn't just like how like the fighting scene itself. That's just I'm ready. I want to know more about. I want to know what happens. I
Yeah.
want to know the next things. I want to know because it's a thick book. She's thick. This is a big
She's a
story.
thick lady.
And it's the first one, so you know there's a lot of world building involved. It's fantasy. There's always
So
massive
good.
world building involved.
Yeah.
So I think that was the other thing that was kind of like daunting me because I was like, this is going to take a while. But once you get to a certain point in the book where you're like, I'm hooked, I'm ready, I'm running to find out. That was the point for me when she's
Yeah.
having to fight the guards and she's doing it on her own. But the calculations of how she read which guard was going to be the one that was going to be the problem, and
Yes.
the
That's when
other,
they were like outside her house with the brother
hmm
and they were like, you have the gauntlet. She was like, it was me the whole time.
yeah,
That one was so well written.
yes, because
Like,
you could
because you could
feel
just
the
see it.
tense, you could
You
see
could
it and you
feel
could feel the
it.
tension. That's that kind of like intense, like
Yes.
this is life or death. If she's gonna go, she's gonna go hard, and she did, and she killed all three of
All
them.
three of them. Yeah.
I
My
feel
favorite
like was
part
there a
was
fourth
when the
one?
one
There
guy,
was a fourth one. He was alive though.
I
Okay,
think it was
yeah.
a four, yeah. But when the guy in charge, the silent one, she calls
Mm-hmm.
him, um, he comes in, he's like, in the book she says if you're gonna he, you can see in his face like if you're gonna fight anyone you're gonna fight me,
Mm-hmm.
and then her first parry he goes, oh shit,
Yeah.
because he realizes in that moment how good she is.
Yeah. And even then, I think he does realize it, but then he doesn't at the same time. Because if I remember correctly,
Like he
he
still thinks
still
that he can get
underestimated
it.
her. Yeah,
He
he
still
still,
underestimated her, especially at the end because he thought he had her and she was like checkmate bitch.
yeah. And she killed him. I mean,
She killed him.
this is
Go my girl.
this has been out a while, so this isn't any sort of spoilers. Like this came out in 2024. It's
Yeah,
been
we're just
raining
late
on
to the
all,
party.
yeah, it's been raining on Instagram and all that because especially now that the second book,
Yeah, the new one's
Brimstone's
coming
going to be
out.
coming out.
Hmm.
Um, sorry, I just was going to pull up the narrators. I knew the guy's name and the girl's name. I just couldn't remember the last name, and I didn't want to disrespect them by not knowing their full name. So apologies, that's what I was looking at. But the it was narrated by Stella Bloom and
Yes.
Anthony Palmini. That's who narrated the book.
He was fantastic as Fisher. I mean,
He
like,
he
he
really
sounded
was.
exactly how I imagined him to be.
They both did a phenomenal job. I love
They
this
really
the
did.
sass from Stella and how she interpreted
Yes.
oh how she interpreted the length, like the tones and everything of their back and forth and
Yeah.
their banter with Kingfisher and Sarah. Oh my gosh, I almost said Seraphine, but that's not her name.
Lynn
What?
or Lane. Evelyn?
No, Sarah's Fane. That's what it is.
Oh, the main girl, Sarah Spain. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. That's what
Sorry.
I was like. What? Who's Elaine?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sarah's
No,
Fane.
the his
Who's?
sister. That was
Oh,
my
okay.
bad.
Yeah, okay. Sarah's Fane. Sarah's Fane. That's what it
Yes.
is. Sarah's Fane. Because that quote, that's what really got me was
Oh,
like that quote
when
is,
he finally said her name.
uh, well, I am I am going to F you, Sarah's Fane.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna make it so he
Okay.
meets all seven gods or whatever. And
Gods.
it's just
And then
uh
when you meet them, you can tell them who you worship.
yeah,
Oh, he
yeah,
came to play. Honestly,
the
he
best
is
quote.
my new book boyfriend.
The best. That was like
Best.
the best
Oh
thing.
God. Boy, the alpha male.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
but the actual story build up between the two, because
Amazing.
he is not introduced until kind of what, a third,
Like
like one third
maybe
into the
like a
story.
third of the way. Yeah.
Because I was kind of surprised by that, but when he finally is like appears, when he does appear, because I I realize this book has been out a while, and I know we don't care about spoilers too much, but there is some stuff that is kind of central to the storyline that I don't want to overshare. So
Yeah.
there's a point, because this is after the whole guard situation, and she gets pulled. They really don't hold, like
Yeah,
Callie
she's
Hart
in
doesn't hold back on
the
the whole
castle.
torture part, like of what happens to her,
No,
and
which is really good.
it is good, and but
You
it's
you
also
needed it in this
real,
book.
but it's
It
real.
is. Yeah, because this is, I mean, let's be honest, this is a book that takes place during a war. So you expect that, and it really is needed, I think, especially when you think about everything that they go through. But I think it helps you understand too what Kingfisher has gone through because you don't really know because he can't tell anyone until
Well,
the end.
it's not
And then
just
you finally like,
Kingfisher, but the abstract of what the humans are going through, because their
yeah,
queen is a shitty queen, and
yes. Who
she
apparently can't die.
who can't
Rude.
die,
Thank
but
God that's not a real thing, especially in the US.
yeah,
Though I think there's some people in government that think they won't die.
yeah. Well, for her anyway, Sarah Swain, she gets pulled into this, and so she does get tortured. And so if you're not into that, this is not the book for you, because this is kind of a dark romance in many aspects. It's a dark romantasy, if you will,
Yes.
because they don't. Callie Hart doesn't hold back on that kind of front of like this is what it would be like in real life, in a sense. Like
Yes.
you're fighting to survive daily. These are the
Yeah.
real hard facts, and I like that she doesn't shy away from that. Whenever she's like ripping into that guard about like what they deal with on a daily basis and about their water
Like,
supply, and while they have to steal
yeah.
water, like
And he
what,
was like, I'm sure it's not that bad.
she's like, no, the all that,
No, it is.
no, it is. And that description, when she's talking about how their filtration system, all it does
Yeah.
is it catches the solids. It doesn't actually filtrate anything else. And so,
Yep.
she's had to physically be in a full on battle to fight for water. Like it's a
Just
thing.
to live.
Yeah, it's a real
And
thing
you
in that world for her and
and you don't
her realm.
realize until towards the end how important the struggles that she deals with are and
Hmm.
how relevant to the whole that
The
it
whole
is.
story. So
Yeah.
as that progresses, and then she meets the queen, and there's more torture stuff going on,
Yeah.
and then as she's about to die, she accidentally
Opens
uh,
something
opens the
like a
gates, I
portal.
guess, to touches the Quicksilver. We'll just say that touches the Quicksilver and opens a portal accidentally, and out comes Kingfisher, and then
Oops.
he's just like, oh hey, but he's also kind of confused as to what's going on, because he's seeing
Yeah.
all the different things, and he's
And she's like
realizing,
dead at
well
this
she's
point.
well she's almost dead, like she's still like
She's
borderline
like
alive,
almost dead, but
like
like real damn close.
yeah, it's, well I mean, she was going through some things before he showed up. So like
The
she's well,
bravery that she shows in that, I love when she was like, if I'm going down, I've got nothing left to lose. You're going
hmm
down with me.
and damn did she went for it. And I love her as a character. I
I
love
love her
her.
too. Just her
She's
confidence in herself, like the badassness and the take no shit from anyone else attitude.
mhm.
Like she is like, I have earned my spot to be here. I have fought to live every single freaking day, and I've kept my brother alive every single freaking day. And I am not about to be, you know, told what to do.
Mhm.
I
100%.
love that.
And so as he grabs her, he makes the decision to take her with him and he takes her to his world. And so she's like wakes up because I think it's like what, like 3 or 4 days later.
Yeah, it's like a decent amount
Because
of time. I mean, well, granted, she was practically disemboweled, so
yeah, like she
I'll
like
give her, we'll give her a few days. But
yeah,
yeah,
like
it was several days.
so she wakes up and she realizes like, oh, that really happened. This guy really did take me. I'm in another
Where
realm
the hell am
because
I?
yeah, because then Elaine does come in and she introduces herself and they start chit-chatting and the contrast is so visceral and I understand her
Yeah,
frustration because she literally got in trouble because she stole a gauntlet from a guard because she was going to use that to get money to save to get her
yeah,
brother through school and give him a good life because they literally fight
yep,
for water every day and she shows up here. Water is freely given, and the lady that comes in is just this gorgeous specimen
yeah.
of a being, healthy, eating whatever.
And she doesn't understand when Saris is like, I can drink this whole thing.
Yeah, like she doesn't, and it's a contrast. And I have to say, Elaine was really frustrating for me on this part of like not
She
recognizing
was a little frustrating for me too.
when she doesn't recognize the fact that this girl has been through some trauma. So that immediately
Yes.
was like, oh, she's never been through anything, this girl.
I I kind of felt that way with her throughout the book because even when like Fisher was back and she would give him shit and be like, "Girl, you don't even know what he went through.
No.
He was basically imprisoned for 100, 200 years, whatever it was.
Yeah,
110 years, I think."
but
Um,
even before we find out about all that, let's not I don't want to
she
jump
just
too far.
she was a little bit whiny.
Yeah, but I don't want
I
to skip
liked
too far
her,
ahead.
but
Yeah, I
she
don't
was a
want to
little
skip too
whiny.
far ahead and talk about what happened there. Because there's a
Yeah.
lot in this book. There's a lot that happens before we get to that point. But no, Elaine annoyed me because of that reason, quite a bit, on and off.
Yeah.
And then, you meet the general. He's actually really cool. I hope he gets his own story at some
I
point.
really like him. And
Um,
Carrion, I wanted to
Carrion.
hate Carrion, and I couldn't.
Yeah, he grew on me too. Because initially, when you first interact with him, he's just kind of a rascallion.
He was
And
just kind of a dick,
yeah, and he's just be
just for the
giving
sake of
Terrace a
being
hard time.
so.
So
Yeah.
when they, she gets better, she meets the king, and they really have to tell her like, you gotta watch yourself. You can't be snarky and snippy here. That's not how it works. I understand where they're coming from, and I understand where she's coming from. And so there was a couple
Yeah.
points that was irritating for me because even she knows that she has to survive. She knows that she has to do all this stuff. So that part irritated me a little bit with her, with Saris, because she's giving
Yeah.
shit to the king, and I'm like, shut up. You have been through the things. You
Yeah.
why are
We
you?
have to learn a little bit now
Yeah,
because
it's
you
like
don't know where you are. You can't get back.
no,
Like,
it's
girl, you're
that
probably gonna need some help one day. I'd probably shut your mouth.
yeah, that part I was like, and it's just like, well, she's stubborn. They talked about like that little bit there, and I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're stubborn. She's a survivalist, and she knows
At some point,
when
you're
to
getting
like
old.
stop. And I'm like, she knows that. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, I didn't really like that part when she's kind of on borderlining challenging the king a little bit.
Yeah. I was
Their
like,
very
that's probably
first meeting, I was like,
probably not the best.
But I also kind of understood at the same time because she's just frustrated. She doesn't know what's going on. She doesn't. There's just a lot of
Well,
mixed
that and he's like,
emotions.
you're gonna work for me now. And she's like, who the f are you?
Oh yeah, the reason that they were also so frustrated is because of the Quicksilver. So she touched the Quicksilver, it took it to turn into a portal. They haven't had someone to be able to do that in hundreds of years.
Long
So
time.
it's
Yeah, long,
so
long time.
so she that's the reason why she's able to get away with it a little bit of her talking like that and why she pushes the boundary. But honestly, she really shouldn't have.
Yeah.
She doesn't know his temperament. She doesn't know her surroundings. She doesn't know that.
Yeah, she's in a totally different land where she doesn't know
She's
anything
pushing before
about
she
it.
knows things. And
So,
that part I was like, girl, come on. You know how to survive. Don't be doing this. What you doing? That part irritated me a little
yeah.
bit. But as it goes on, we all figured out the king is also a dick. So no monarch in this in this story seems to be a
Yeah,
good
they all
one.
really suck.
Yeah, not great.
Yeah.
So as that progresses, and it's clear that Kingfisher and him and I think the king is his stepdad. Yeah, the king
Yes,
is his
he
stepdad.
is.
They don't get along very well.
No,
Elaine is his actual
half
daughter,
sister.
and treats and the king treats her like crap too. So it's just like not a good dude
Yeah.
all around,
Well,
not a
he
good
wanted
father
a
figure.
son. Like when Kingfisher's dad died, the king immediately sent for his mom and was like, "You're going to bring everything you have to the like to the palace, and you're going to be here at this time." And he forced her to marry him. And I think he really wanted a boy.
Mm-hmm.
She had a girl, and then she died
Mm-hmm.
like so soon that he was pissed off, and I think took it out on Everlane.
Yeah, and then he hated Kingfisher from the get-go. He kept trying to kill
Oh
him.
yeah, he was like, "I don't even know why you're here. She should have just left you." When I
Hmm.
said bring assets, I you're not an asset.
Yeah.
Such
Great
a jerk.
great guy that
Yeah,
king
really.
just
Christmas must be fun in that family,
mm, shoot, just the dinner table.
right?
Ugh. So that was so we all learned early on. All the monarchs seem to be assholes
Yeah,
in this
they
whole
are.
story. The queen was awful. The king's awful in a different realm. I'm like, all right, great. So we're
Yeah,
aware of this. So then she's learning about the world. She's taking the time to learn because she needs to know the
yeah,
foundation in order to do this Quicksilver thing. Because she doesn't. She just did it in a time of need. She thought she was gonna die. So she's
yeah.
it's like
She's like,
a
I have no idea how I did this.
it was a fight or flight response, and she was fighting and it responded. So that's what happened there. And then
Hey,
whenever she's learning and we meet all these different little characters, I'm not going to go into there's a lot of characters. I'm not going to
there's a
go into each
lot of
one.
like little characters and
But they're
stuff.
so sweet and they're so cute and they're really funny. And there's a bunch of different ones.
Archer.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of different ones. So it's really important
There's a lot. Yeah,
that you guys like understand take the time to really understand what's going on because it does come into play later a lot. Like
yeah.
pretty much everything that you read comes into some sort of form later that you're like,
Which is like one of my
oh.
favorite things about this book because you can read it and like if you read the back of the book or if you go in not knowing anything about it, like I did, the whole beginning, I'm like, okay, but like, why do I care about her kingdom
Mm-hmm.
if she's going to go somewhere else?
And
And
then,
there's a good bit. And then you
mhm.
realize, like, oh, I did need to know that.
Yep,
Okay.
yep, kind of explains the whole thing about what's going on there. So then it
Yeah.
moves into that, and then they go to the battlefront because I don't know what else to say except they're basically battling zombie vampires.
Yes. And
It's
that's like
base.
the one place that's easy for them to cross. Like, if they're going to cross, they're going to do it there. And they're
Mm-hmm.
like, that's it. That's the defense
Mm-hmm.
in this war. Because the king is like, ah,
Yeah, he's not being helpful.
no,
He's
he's not
not.
sending any help or
It's not
like
food supplies, none of that. And
nothing.
this has been going on what hundreds of years,
Hmm.
and they've basically just built a town there because they've had to in order to survive, in
It,
order to keep the evil at bay. They've had to
yeah.
do that, and they've learned the
Made me think
different
of the
tricks.
wall in Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm. The only
Like,
that except for it's
it
a
kind of
lake.
reminded me of that.
Yeah,
Exactly. But like
the lake,
that's
the
that's
lake.
their place where they all live and it's like just soldiers and there's really nothing else there. It's just the wall. It's just this camp and like what they've made
Uh,
it.
oh well, there's a lake, but it's also a river. It's a big river. There's a lake
Yeah.
there, but sorry, it's the river that they can't cross. These zombie vampires, at least not very well, and so
Yeah,
that's
they can't
preventing them.
swim.
Yeah, they can't really
So
cross.
they just break the ice anytime they get close to it
Hmm.
and drown them essentially.
Well, there's zombies, so once their body kind of just is done, I
Is
think that's it because it's
there
not because the amount of times like they kept coming back even after they were like
dead?
defeated. Yeah, they're already
Yeah.
dead, so it's
I
kind
guess
of
you
like.
who was it? Renfis, I think, tells Ceres at some point because she cuts off half of a head, but there's still the jaw. And he's like, you have to get the whole head.
Hmm.
So they have to lose their head to like die, but they're already dead.
To
Die again.
final death, I guess. Their
Final death.
final form.
Real death.
Yeah, it's true death. So the other thing that I also was really good is that they took Callie Hart, fantastic writer. She took the
Mm,
time to explain what's going on, the struggles between the soldiers and the king and the politics and all that
yes, the
frustration,
politics.
but also Kingfisher and Renfast and how they're having to really fight this battlement and their predicament.
Yeah.
And they also took the time to give Sarah Swain kind of a like time to really fight. She already knew how to fight, but she's learning how to fight a new
Yes.
enemy. And I liked that she showcased that she could fight and that they
Same.
gave that opportunity. That opportunity was there. It wasn't just like in the heat of the moment. Because I was like, show that, like, let her show them she can fight. She
Yeah.
just fought these assholes in a different realm that you guys didn't see.
Yeah. Like
And,
she's fine.
she's like underfed, under like dehydrated. Like she doesn't, and she wasn't even healthy really then. And she did all
No.
that.
And
Like,
she kicked ass.
yeah. And I'm like, I want to
Yeah.
see her healthy fighting these evil
Was
zombie
it
vampire things.
Kingfisher who said, like, I think there was a point where he was like, I knew you could fight as soon as I saw like what you had done in the room where she activated the Quicksilver. He was like, I knew you were gonna be fine. Like,
I think he said that is because it's also her stance and how she approaches
yeah.
things. Because she's always aware because
Well, her
she grew up that way.
mama,
Yeah.
mama was a rebel
Mm-hmm.
and
And
had people that would come to the house and live in their attic or whatever, and they would teach her how to fight. Smart mama.
mm-hmm.
Except, then she died and that sucked.
Yeah. So the point is though, is like she learned how to fight, she got to showcase it, and they had
Yes.
that rapport of building between her and Kingfisher because Kingfisher is very
Yeah.
much trying to not. He's trying to push her away. You can tell he likes her. There's obviously chemistry.
Oh
It's
yeah.
very much enemies to lovers, which we all love. So that was
But
really great.
it's like enemies to lovers, but like fake enemies to lovers. Because he was
Well,
like, I have to hate you so that you hate me, but I don't
mhm.
hate you.
Yeah,
I just need you to hate me.
it's because he knew things that she didn't. That's really what that was. And so
Boy, did he.
he knew a lot.
He did know that. His
And
mama was an oracle, so
mhm, he did know more things than
he
she
knew
did.
some.
But that was kind of the interesting part because you could tell he really liked her. And I think that's where
Yes,
she was just confused about it. But she was also
that
just,
was fair.
but she doesn't know a lot of the things. She's a human coming
No.
into a Fey realm and she doesn't know shit. So she does legitimately doesn't like him. She just finds him attractive, which infuriates
Yeah.
her. So, I mean, he
It's
is
like one of those people
attractive.
you're like, man, why do you have to be cute? You're such a jerk.
Yeah, you're such an asshole, but you're freaking
Yeah,
hot.
but you're
Ah,
cute, damn it.
ugh.
I know.
So it's like
I do love that.
it's like that brother in Stranger Things. What's his name? He was super hot, but then he ended up dying.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember his name.
But he's got like the hair, the bod, and the whole attitude and everything.
Yes.
Total dick. Super hot.
Yep. Yep.
Sorry, I'm having to stay hydrated because I'm in. For those that are
Well,
like,
you're
why
in
is she drinking a lot?
Texas.
I'm in Texas and I record in my garage, hence the background, so you don't see my lovely surroundings. But it's hot, and and
It's all right. I'm with you. It's hot here today
yeah,
in New
so
Hampshire, which is
I'm trying to.
odd for September 5th. I mean, I am wearing flannel, but that is because I refuse to continue summer. Like it's a burr month.
This is your rebelling
I'm
summer.
rebelling. Give me the fall.
Yeah.
Fall's my favorite, so I will fall as long as I can.
Speaking of fall, because cooler temps in Quicksilver, I don't know if we really explained it, but they're surrounded in ice. This is like ice,
Yes.
an
And
icy surrounding,
she was
hence
in
the
a
frozen
like
lake.
desert, like the
Yeah.
Sahara desert. And
Mm-hmm.
then she gets dropped into a frozen tundra.
Yeah, and so it's a big whiplash for her. She's never seen
Oh
snow, so it's
yeah.
a whole thing for her.
That was
And,
cool.
and
And
she
Everlane was like, "What do you mean you haven't seen snow?
it doesn't
It's
snow where she's from. It's a
snow."
desert. It's yeah. And that's another irritating point with Everly. Like you shush. Like you've not done
I
things.
I think that she was so I think we'll learn more about what her dad did to her,
Mm,
but there's some other stuff going on. She seems like so stressed out and trying to keep it all together that she's just like, I don't have time to like learn what you do or don't know.
mm-hmm,
Like you just have to follow me because like I feel like she's the one who's been trying to keep shit together in this castle for like a whatever 100 years. And now all of a sudden shit's hit the fan. And she was like, I had this under control and then you touched it.
mm-hmm.
And that's kind of the a little bit of the vibe I got.
Well, maybe so, but that's more like
It still is annoying, but I think it'll
that's more
become less annoying as
politics.
we learn about her.
Yeah, I think it's more politics within her kingdom, not so
Hmm.
much. And her, I mean, we knew she was concerned about her brother, Kingfisher. She was trying everything she could to protect him, but she didn't. She was so out of the know on
Yeah.
so many levels until later. Like it
Yeah.
just,
And
so
that
it's kind of
sucked.
like
There was a lot
sad.
of miscommunication there
Hmm.
between her and Kingfisher. Like, had they just sat down and talked it out, I feel like, well,
There
I
would have
guess
been.
they couldn't have done that, could they?
Well, he could have. They could have
He could
talked
have
about it.
listened.
Well, they he could have gotten her to like explore more. There could have taught her to defend herself. Like there's other options that
Yeah,
could have
there's other
happened there
things.
that weren't explored. So that I agree they could have talked it out, and there could have been other ways for her to be more uh I don't know, so
Understanding?
not just understanding, but more experienced, like with life. Because
Yeah.
her only experience was looking pretty and being careful with her words and being a political wizard, like word wizard,
Hmm.
which is a skill. I'm not saying it's not, but the other type of stuff you need to have the life experience to kind of help back you in the political front
Yeah.
as well. If you don't have that, it doesn't always work well in translation.
I feel
So,
like we're gonna find out that there's like some underground thing because she's really close with the librarian guy.
mhm.
Like it makes me wonder because her dad pretty much just shoves her off. He's like, I don't care about you. What a great cover to be like, I'm just a pretty girl. And then like I have a feeling we're gonna find out she's been doing stuff behind daddy's back.
I kind of hope so. I hope that
I
it
kind
get
of hope so.
explains sometime in the book later, but we'll or not in this book, but in a different book
And
later.
then yeah, the next
I don't know if it'll be explained in the next one because I feel like Carrion is a big deal in that
God,
just on
I
that back.
wanted to hate him so much and I can't.
Ugh.
I'm so excited for his book. And like at the beginning of Quicksilver, I was like, oh God, I hope it's not Carrie.
And by the end, you're like, I'm excited it's
That's
Carrion.
Carrie.
So
I
as
he just reminds me of my high school boyfriend who's just literally survives by being charming
uh,
and just like charms his way in and out of situations. Like he's smart when he has to be, but like he
charisma's
will
a real
just
deal.
yeah,
Charisma's a
he
real thing.
literally lived off his charisma.
So
I
speaking of
fucking love
Carrion,
him.
I feel like that's a good segue into this because one of the things like she's trying to make sure her brother's alive because she just she just fought off four guards or whatever and killed three of them, then was tortured and then got sent to another world. She has no idea if her brother's alive. She doesn't know if he got out safely. Doesn't know any of that.
Yeah,
So she asked Kingfisher, and aware just how bad that would be for him at the time, but
yeah.
because she's so desperate and she does, so he does do it for her, and he I forget what item it is. Some
Rescues the wrong person.
Yep. So he went to go grab her brother, thinking it was her brother. Ends up being Carrion because Carrion had been
Because he
around.
smells like her.
Well, that and because he also helped the brother, like he was within proximity with the brother,
Yeah.
and he had slept with Sarah Spain. So I mean, he had done that, but granted, it was a while back, so
I
I'm
thought it was
surprised.
really funny when they were washing him. And he was like, it was weird. They spent a lot of time on my nether regions. And then you find out later it's because Kingfisher didn't want him to smell like her.
He's being petty. It was like some of the funniest petty stuff
It
I've
was
ever seen
so funny. I
or
loved
read.
that. It made me really, I laughed really hard at that.
So he comes in and she's like, "That's not my brother," and they have their little tiff or whatever. He's like,
And
"But it
she's
smells
like,
like you." Yeah.
who is
So
this?
Carrion, is like, "Cool." He just kind of flows with it. It's like, "All right, cool." Accepted everything.
Yeah.
He gets washed, he gets cleaned, and now he's a part of this rebellion thing. He's also there
And he
learning how to
enjoyed
fight.
the cleaning. He was like, it was great. They were touching everything. He was like, it was weird, but I was here for it.
Cause
Like,
he's not shy about like I'll
he's
do
not shy
anything.
about anything. He will do anything with a pulse. And
Hmm.
it's one of my favorite things about him, especially later when he's talking to the healer and he was like, you and your husband down for a threesome? And she was like, for the billionth time, no. And I loved that. He's
He's
like,
just
well, just keep it in mind.
yeah, he's relentless. But he's so funny too. That's the
He's
other part.
hysterical.
So speaking of funny, I wanna there's a lot to talk about, and I don't want to spend too much time go over like the backstory too much. But
Yeah,
basically, let's fast forward. There's a lot of fighting. There's a lot of learning, and
a lot of fighting.
She's having to really learn this alchemy slash Quicksilver stuff.
Yeah,
And
and she can't figure out. She was like, I don't know how to do this. You don't know how to do this. She's doing
and
all these tests and everything is failing.
well, that and then the other part is like there's not really books on how to teach this.
Yeah, they don't have anything.
They
It's
really
all
don't.
gone.
It's all gone. So during this war, and also for other reasons, which we'll get into, but so I'm just gonna get to the point where they figure it out. There is also a really interesting spicy scene that happens between her and Kingfisher that I recommend everyone
In the
take a
forge.
take the time to enjoy that scene. It is
Enjoy that
so
one. Yeah,
much
heck yeah.
tension. So much tension. Um, anyways, they get past that and she finally does figure out the sweet
How to do
sauce,
it.
how to do
Because
it.
of Carrion.
Because of Carrion. That's
And I freaking
there's
love that. Because he's
he
like, have you tried this? And it's like the simplest answer. And she's like, no. And then she's like, no. Can it really be that easy?
sure enough, and it was.
And it was. It's just, it was so Carrion to come in and be like, have you tried this? And it's the most obvious, easy answer. And then, of course, that's it.
Yeah.
Of course.
The
I just love him. I
tell
really do love
go
him.
ahead and tell the rest of the class what the answer was.
She just had to ask it. She just had to ask the Quicksilver to bind.
And that's what's funny because she never thought of it as an entity, as an actual being, because that's what it is.
Yeah,
It's its
it's its
own,
own sentient being.
but it's multiple sentient beings, and that's what I think
Yes.
people didn't understand. Like across the board, no one understood in the realms because the people that used to be able to do this were gone for ages.
Yeah.
So
My I,
yeah.
I think one of my favorite parts is when like she learns that she has to make deals with the Quicksilver. So the first one is like they want a song
Hmm.
and then they want a secret. And with Carrion, it wants a joke and he tells this like horrible joke and it laughs and it becomes his sword or his thing
Hmm.
just because he told it a terrible joke. Like that Quicksilver was Carrion's.
Yeah,
And
that
it was so him. They just fit really well together. And that joke, of course, it was something dirty. I don't remember what it was, but it was dirty and it was like a stupid bro joke.
joke. And
Yeah.
the sword is a bro. So that
The
like
sword is a bro, and he
the
names
quick
it Simon.
carried is just the
He
gem in
just
there.
he's
But
so
but
clever naming these
that's
swords like great things, and he's like, it looks like a Simon to me.
but and the sword likes it. The sword likes his name to be
Sword
Simon.
likes it.
But here's the
It's
thing though,
so great.
that's like the importance of each character.
Mm-hmm.
Like that like
Mm-hmm.
what I was saying earlier, like the importance
Yeah,
of each character, it's a real thing. Like it's gonna come
it
back
is.
into it. So Carrion being there and kind of just like bringing back to the simplicity because in general most things in life are overly complicated when it's a simple
Yes.
answer. It's a
Yes, they are.
simplistic
We have
thing.
a
It
tendency to overcomplicate.
so that the fact that he's such a simple creature, simple man with
He's
his
so
needs,
simple,
and he comes in, he's
and
like,
I
"Why didn't you
just
just
love
do
him.
this?" And she's just like, "Oh," and so she asks it, and then there you go.
I
So
just that whole scene,
just so
brilliant.
funny.
It was
That was
so
cracking
funny.
up. That was so funny, and it was so good though. And then
It is
from
so good because
there,
she wants to hate him too.
hmm
And she
she
also
doesn't.
can't hate him.
No. And so
Yeah.
as it goes on, one of the more impressive scenes that stuck with me was I say that, but I'm just blanked on the guy's name. One of the
I think I know who you're talking about.
for the song,
Yes. Yes.
his poetry in that was so good. So good.
so
It's a
good.
really good. So basically, he's singing about the fight that Kingfisher did with this creature, and it's a long song, but it's really good. And he sings the whole bit, and he when he does, is the sword listens, right?
Yeah.
The sword listens, loves it, and takes it, and that was the
Yeah.
price because there is a price.
There's a
So like
price. Everything has a price.
she wants the song, but there I think it's a girl.
Lorith.
The sword wants the song
Yeah.
and wanted to keep it. So once that was the only time that that song was going to be sung, and the
Yeah.
sword took it. And
Was that
honestly,
Lorith, I think?
I think that was his name, Lorith or
Yeah.
something like that. But he ended up with the sword. The thing was, though, there was a bit of a
It was
problem.
Danya's sword. I hate Danya.
Yeah, I don't like her. I'm like, I would just watch her and Carrie and knit up together or some shit. Just watch.
Ugh.
I really don't like her. She's
Because he literally will do anything with the pulse. He already said in the book, like, I would do her. And I'm like, don't you dare have some standards, Carrion. I hate Danya.
because she's
She's such
every
a bitch.
well that and she's so bigoted. Like,
Oh,
girl,
she is. And she's like, this is my sword.
it's
And
been in
Kingfisher
my
was like,
family.
it wasn't even alive when it was handed down to you.
Like it was, yeah. And she doesn't, it's not willing to grasp that concept and to take that information. For someone who's like, what, 400 years old?
Something
Come on.
like that.
Her attitude and her response, like she was screaming
I
adolescent.
I do like when she got hers though.
Same. I was like, that was justified. That was very justified.
Yeah, I was like, oh,
I
poor
was okay with that.
baby.
Oh, so sad.
I was good with that.
So when all that went down and Lorth got his own sword and then he
I
learns his his
love
his
that.
power and Carrion
His
learns power.
power is the what,
It
angel's breath or whatever.
yeah, and it does some damage.
That was cool.
All of that was so cool and just you're there from the beginning. It is a journey. You are going on this journey with Sarah Spain and
Oh
Kingfisher
yeah.
Nolan. It is, and so you're already at this point, and I think that's only in the middle of the book. You're
I know.
already
I love that battle scene. It's so well written
mm-hmm.
because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of people involved in this battle. There's a lot going on with the lake and it freezing and people on the other side, and then the new adaptation that the like zombie vampires have,
Mm-hmm.
where they're now crawling out of the water. And they were like,
What do
you
we do
couldn't do this
next?
before.
Yeah, so all of
So,
these advances
yeah.
and then
And it's
it's
so well written, that whole scene, because it would be so easy for that to get muddled or confusing. And it's just so well done. I think that
mhm,
was my one of my favorite scenes, like minus the like spicy ones. But
mhm.
I think it was like my favorite not spicy scene.
Before we
Just
get
the
into the
actiony.
big reveal. So I will. Speaking of spicy scenes, I want to. They go into the big fight. They do a lot of fighting, and finally, Kingfisher and Sarah's Fane finally get it on after all this tension. Oh, they finally do all that, and it's so good. And they admit things to each other, and he's finally admitting that he knew about her.
Yeah.
He knew about her. He knew about her from the beginning.
Yep.
Because
Or
his
his mama told him.
mom is the Oracle. The difference, though, is that his mom foresaw an elf. So
Yeah. She didn't always get it right.
they thought that she was going to be an elf, not a human. Which there's a bunch of revelation on that later, but we'll get to that. But right, we get the find she finds all this out. She kind of gets mad at him. That's also
That's
understandable.
one. Yeah, that's kind of fair. I'll give her
That's
that.
fair. I'm like, you could have told me all this. Why did you have to push me away? You being such a
Yeah.
dude in that moment. Eh.
For
But
real.
they so they have their little chit chat. They sort through it. They get past it. Then it's building up to the final big scene because
The final countdown.
Fisher's been pushing like the responsibility of being like the leader. Like he does it,
Back to Renfus.
but he keeps doing it to Memphis because he can't tell Memphis what's going on. That's the thing. Like there's so much that
Yes,
you still don't know. We've learned so much on this journey. We have learned
we
so
have.
much on like Sarah's Fane, the background, his mom, the Oracle, Elaine, like all of this stuff we have learned. And there is more, even more so, more coming.
More.
So you're not quite grasping, like, why does he keep pushing this off? Like,
Yes.
he knows he's a good leader. He's a great leader, but he still has this guilt. And I'm like, there has to be more because it doesn't make sense because he did this like big fight with this big old creature thing. I think it was a bear or
Right?
dragon or whatever it was.
I think a dragon
And
or whatever.
yeah, that he fought, killed, and saved everybody. And then he did all this other stuff. And he is a leader and he's helping people and he's doing things. He is a good guy and he's a good leader. So I didn't
Yeah.
quite understand where the guilt was coming from. And I'm saying this because we're gonna do a big reveal.
And
So
then we got
this,
it.
yeah. So massive spoiler ahead. If you, for whatever
Yes.
reason, still haven't read the book at this point in time, this is a
You
huge spoiler.
stop.
Stop
Stop
read.
listening.
Stop right now. Go
Come
read
back.
it. Then come
Go
back,
read it.
and then you can talk about it with us or listen to us while we talk about it. Uh, so then it gets to the point where they finally find out what happened. So I don't.
Ooh, holy crap.
So much
I
happened that
felt
they
so bad for Kingfisher.
same. I'm trying to remember how the exact way that they got pulled into it because I know it's Sarah Swain, Renfist, Lorith is
So
there,
he
and
was trying to save
Carrion
his sister.
because his sister got that's right. So during this one
Sister
of this
got
other
kidnapped
but the big battle
by the
scene.
vampire.
Okay, maybe we should rewind a little bit. Explain. So
Yeah.
okay, so near the big final big battle scene, they're the vampires are doing something new. Then they look over and they
Yeah.
see Elaine.
Everlane.
Everlane, sorry. Elaine. There's too many sisters with the E's. Elaine,
There's a lot.
Everlane. There's in the fantasy stuff. So
Elaine is
I'm getting it.
Akatar.
Yeah, I'm getting it mixed up with that. Sorry, people. Anyways, Everlane is on the other side of the embankment by the river, and she's surrounded by these
Yes.
vampires. And the head honcho, Malcolm, which I thought was such a funny name for a badass, like evil vampire,
Right?
Malcolm.
It's like
I'm
naming the
Malcolm.
sword Simon.
Yeah, I was like,
Like
Malcolm? That doesn't strike
Malcolm.
fear in the hearts of people. Malcolm. I'm like,
No,
no.
Malcolm. I feel like that scene in When Harry Met Sally. Malcolm could do your taxes.
Yeah, like
Sheldon is
I was
like
like, Malcolm? Malcolm?
Malcolm.
All right. I was like, okay, well, Malcolm the bad evil vampire that's been terrorizing this all these realms for eons.
God
This
knows
dude's
how
been
long.
long. He's been a lot. He was a fae, and then he turned into a
Yeah.
vampire, so he was already old as shit.
But then he
So,
would when they like all the Fae turned into vampires, which is why they all have long teeth now. But then they found a cure for it. But he refused to take the cure. He was
and
like, "No,
he's
I'm cool being a vampire." And
vampire
he's the
fae.
oldest. He was like the first vampire. He's a mega vampire.
Yeah,
Um,
he's
he's
basically
like the
Dracula.
Voldemort of
Yeah,
yeah. He's like Dracula.
yeah, he's
Nosferatu.
yeah, he's basically the if once they kill him, pretty much everybody else would go away. So that's kind of the issue, is the problem. And then also the big problem, because he's so old and so powerful, that he's really hard to kill.
He's
And
really hard to kill.
and then he has his, vast armies of undead.
And then you find out some other stuff that makes it even harder to kill him.
We'll get to
But we'll
that.
get to that.
We're gonna get to there. So he's across, he's taunting Kingfisher like, I have your sister. I'm gonna make
Na
her my
na
plaything because I've
na
bitten
boo
her.
boo.
Yeah, and he
Yeah.
has like
She's
so
been
long,
bitten.
I think what, 24 hours or something until it goes into full
70,
effect.
72 hours or something like that. They have a very limited time to save her.
Yeah,
And
and
so
because
they
he
go
had
back to the to like not the first castle, but like the second place they were. I can't remember the name of it.
yeah, and they try to figure it
And he was
out
like, make sure the healer's there.
and all this stuff. He
Yeah.
tries to go sacrifice himself essentially, and they follow him.
And they won't let him.
Yeah, and so they follow his ass and they go into the different realm, and then
Oh,
the
lo
big
and
reveal.
behold,
So I will let you do this part because I feel like I've talked a lot.
holy crap.
Yeah,
This
like,
part, I was like, oh my God. Once you get to this part in the book, you're finishing the book. Like you're
mhm.
not
You're
stopping after
no,
this.
you
So they
really
get
can't
there.
stop.
Yeah, you can't stop. And you realize all these rulers are there. The
Mhm.
queen is there, his stepfather's there, and Malcolm's there. And
Like
you're like,
a triumph. They're like a triumvirate. So they're all the monarchs. The reason they're all so
mhm.
terrible is because they are actual legitimately
They're all
terrible.
in league together.
They're
And
all
they're
evil.
actually terrible. They're all
And
evil. And then poor Kingfisher has been stuck in this like hellish labyrinth forever trying to find a coin because he got tricked,
mhm.
which that pissed me off.
I think you need
Because that
to
was also one of those. Yeah.
explain a little bit more about what happened and how Kingfisher got pulled into that because
Yeah.
a
It was
little
the battle and he got to the end and he was like, okay, well, we can end this battle. We'll do a coin flip. And so he flips the coin, but it's like one of those binding ones where he's like, it has to hit the floor. And so Malcolm grabs it out of the air and the coin never hit the floor. So now he's stuck in this limbo until he can find the coin. And Malcolm, being the absolute jerk that he is, built this like massive labyrinth to test him to get through and find the coin. And he's been doing that for the whole time. So now, and Sarah Spain and Carrion fall through because they pull Everlane out.
Wait.
Yeah.
Let's back up on that because I don't
Okay.
because Kingfisher was stuck there for a while before the second bout where they all meet Malcolm and we find out.
Yes.
Let's explain that because
Yes.
people are gonna think
Okay.
like right away because
Yeah.
so this
So you
happened
find
before.
out that Kingfisher can't, he's literally bound by this agreement. And
Hmm.
because the coin hasn't hit the floor, he's in this limbo. He can't talk about it. And Saris does guess that earlier on in the book. She's like, "Oh, you actually can't tell me. You're bound." And so that's also revealed, and you hear about what he's gone through, and he literally can't talk about it
Mm-mm.
because it's still in this limbo state.
Yep. He's kind of tied in this like
Awful.
magical bound contract that he was sort of tricked into. So
Hmm.
it was a sit yeah. And no
Yeah.
one knew. Like no one
No
knew
one
other
knew.
than the triumvirate that as the three evil monarchs that
Yeah.
are there. They knew they because they watched him struggle. They watched it was like a game to them, a game
It was
show.
like fun. Yeah. Yep.
And
Let's watch him on a Friday night.
yeah, see him struggle. And then or let's see where he was last at, like a like the like Survivor or some shit. Like it was some
Yeah.
kind of like Survivor
Naked
episode.
and Afraid.
Yeah, like something like
Labyrinth
that.
of.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So the other
Well,
part of
Malcolm
that
was into
is
him too, which is weird.
yeah. Malcolm was into a lot of stuff. And
Hmm.
the thing is though, what I don't think I talked about is like he was there for like 100 or so years. Like
Yeah, it's a
it wasn't
really
like
long
it wasn't
time.
just like a short bit. Like before Sarah Spain
No,
showed up, he was there for a long time. And
long,
what
long time.
the whole point of him wearing, he has to wear a certain bit to be sane for the Quicksilver
Hmm.
because he was in there without it for too long without a
Yeah.
piece to help protect him. And because even with it protecting him, he was in this other dimension thing with Malcolm and all
Yeah,
of
he
them.
can still hear it
You can still
and
hear
it
all
would
the
drive him
different
nuts.
voices and he can
Anorath
hear all
more.
this yeah, he can hear everything that is being said and it's driving him insane. So that's somewhat of more of the backstory on that and
Yeah.
what he went through and they learned that when they got dropped into this other portal and they see Malcolm and
Yes.
they and the king and the
And all the
queen
people. And,
and all the bad people and all that.
yeah.
Okay, now go your turn.
Okay. Yeah, be free. So then they have to go and help find the coin
Hmm.
because they're like, we literally can't get out of this. But Sarah Vane can hear the Quicksilver. So it's like the secret that he needed to find it. So he leads them through the labyrinth. They almost die
A few times.
a few times. And then she kills the monster because she finds out the coin is inside the monster. Um, Another thing that was like the easy answer. Like it's the first thing you come across. You didn't even have to go through the whole labyrinth.
Hmm.
He was right there.
But he didn't know because he can't
But he didn't
hear.
know, he can't hear it. And that's one of the things I love about this book. Like it usually is the simple answer.
Hmm.
It's usually pretty easy,
Yeah.
but it's because that you were so apt to overcomplicate things. I just loved that. I really did because it makes you
See,
think more.
but to be fair, he doesn't have the ability to hear it, so it was
No, he doesn't.
complicated.
So he couldn't have done it anyway. But
But yeah, it.
yeah.
But then that happens, and she does get really like damaged, and
Yeah.
they're still fighting. And I think at this point, once he gets it, he's free from the bonds, he's free from all that. So they
Yes.
run.
So
So
now he can get him.
the monarchs run. Two of them run,
Yeah.
and the queen like she's like
Malcolm,
peace out.
peace out. Deuces.
And Malcolm's there, just like I'm the overlord
And
of all
Belicon
things.
was like,
Yeah,
I gotta
but
go.
yeah, he left. The other thing I thought was funny is that they didn't really explain it too well. They just touched on it, but basically they're all related. They're all like brother and
Yeah.
sister.
They're all
Some,
brother and sister.
Yeah, so it's such a weird
So it's
thing.
like it reminds me of the three-headed dog. Is it
Cerberus.
Cerberus or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, because then they talk about how you can't kill them
Mm-hmm. The
because they're one. So to kill one,
you have to kill
you
all
have to
three.
kill all three. And then
So
that opens up a lot. But it did make me think. So then Belicon was there. He had to have given up Everlane to Malcolm,
he did. He didn't care
right?
about
Like
his daughter.
he didn't even care about her then. He was just like, yeah, here, take her. She can die.
Yeah. Not a
What a
good
terrible
dude.
parent.
And
No, maybe we should
we
call
already
some
knew he was
CPS.
already a shit dude. It was like, but
But
there was,
like,
but there were so many layers of bad there.
there
Ugh.
was, because I literally, when I saw her on the, or when she was on the other side, I was like, how the hell did they get her?
Yeah, he just offered her on a silver platter.
He
Like, here you
just
go.
offered her,
Here
like,
you go,
here, hey,
bro.
here, have
Yeah.
this child.
Ugh.
I
So,
know that.
but the other, okay. So there's that. So then you learn you have to kill all three in order to kill the one. But I think that's what was going on, if I remember correctly. I just remember the Malcolm and Sarah Fane bit so viscerally because I was like so invested in that
You
moment.
talked about that one.
But I don't remember the. I don't think Bellicon and the Queen. I always forget her name because I didn't like her. I don't think they were
Tell me the
killed right.
name. No,
They
they
weren't
weren't
killed.
killed because
They
they're
weren't killed.
gone.
Yeah, they left. So I don't. They weren't
They
killed right.
left.
They
They're
weren't killed
not
right away.
killed. They're still alive, I think.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't.
But
I think they were boasting
Malcolm,
that. I think they were boasting
yeah.
that you can't kill us. You have blah blah. Blah. No,
But then Malcolm's dead,
yeah,
but he's stuck in a limbo now
yeah. He,
because his body, she cut his head off. So his body's done,
yeah,
but he can't die because he's connected to the other two. So I'm interested to see how that plays out in the next book because the other
same.
two just ran away.
Yeah, the other two ran away, and
One
he.
down, two to go.
Well, here's how this went down. So Malcolm is basically taunting Kingfisher to kill her because he's aware that they have a thing. No one is aware that they're fated mates. Not really,
Not
not yet,
not even
anyway.
Seraph.
No, they're not aware yet, and they find out. Kingfisher knows, but
Yeah.
he still kept that from her. But anyways, so here
Not
she is.
cool.
She's fighting Malcolm. This last ditch thing. She gets him. She kills him. He gets her though too at the same time. So she's like dying
Yeah.
essentially, and he's dead. And Kingfisher's like freaking out, and they manage to save her in a way, but she goes into a like some kind of spiritual comatose thing,
Yeah.
astral projection, like where she just like body
It's
out.
like the pre-death.
Well, it's like Avengers when what is the name of that one lady? The lady that like punches Hulk whenever they're trying to gather the stones, and
I
he.
never really watched
Oh
those.
well, most people have. So I'll just say like
I know.
his
I've
his astral body like gets kicked out of his actual body, and so they're having a conversation in like
yeah.
the spiritual realm. That's kind of what's happening. Is like she goes into like a spiritual stasis and
Yeah.
goes there. So she's kind of in flux. She's still alive technically. Her body is, but her mentally she's somewhere else. So
Yeah.
she goes in this astral plane and she's wandering and she meets goddesses that are super young. They look like children, like teenagers, and it turns out they're young, very, very old. And they talk about how they met Kingfisher and they even have a crush on him or whatever. And so she's just like, what is
Don't we
happening?
all?
She's like, what is happening right now? And she kind of figures out like, oh, I'm in the god realm.
Yeah.
And then she meets the overlord of all creation and destruction and all that. And so I forget his name because they briefly, very briefly in the beginning of the book, whenever she first arrives in the Fey realm, they talk about you don't want to get this god's attention because
Yes.
he's mainly known for destruction. But that's not the case.
Yes.
He's like a coin. Yes, he does
Yeah. He's
destruction,
two sides of the same coin,
but he
but
also does
creation as
creation.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just
Just
not
can't
as
have
talk.
one without the other.
Yeah, he just that's just not talked about a whole lot for whatever reason. So she meets him, and he basically goes on a long talking journey with her of
Yes.
so you're fated mates with Kingfisher. I'm just gonna do highlights because there's a lot that they
Yeah.
talk about.
There's a lot.
So
Number one.
one number one, y'all are fated mates, And generally, from what I understand, and if I remember correctly, the fated mate thing, they never really had a good happy ending. There's always some sort of tragedy with it.
Yeah, there's always some tragedy, what they've
With
said,
it,
but they also, it was supposed to be like thing of fairy tales. Like it hasn't happened in so long.
yeah. So they're fated mates, so they're like gonna have some tragedy, which they have had. The She was supposed to be Fae. She
Yes.
was supposed to be Fae, but because one Kingfisher kind of pissed him off, that was one part. But the other part was because Kingfisher met the gods when he was really little, and he was mad because
Yeah.
he was young. He didn't understand the full weight of what he was doing and understand what he could be, what could happen. Because he was just mad because I think he had just lost his mom at that point,
Yeah.
and he was
Yes.
mad about that. He's mad about his, what he's
I think
going
he had
through.
a good reason to be
He was just
mad.
pissed, and I don't blame him. He's a young kid.
I
And
don't
he's going
blame
through the
him. He's a
things,
young
and
kid
then
and is stuck with Bellicon now.
yeah. And, they're trying to tell him, like, we have it all planned for you. He's like, F y'all. So he made them a little mad because he insulted all the gods. So there was a little bit of punishment with that. And that's where Sarah's Fane got, he decided, I'm going to try to keep y'all apart because apparently something happened to where they're by, there's so much in this one section. So they're by a tree that essentially, like, one branch is a billion people. I feel like,
Yeah.
or like leaves on the trees, like a planet or something like that. And one branch is like a billion people, an entire solar system of people,
Yeah.
basically. And so he's saying one, if there's like a black spot, like a black mark on this branch and it starts to die, it could affect the
Yeah.
whole tree. And then the entire cosmos just goes poof. So big
Yeah. So
problem,
they
big problems.
prune
Yes.
the tree.
So they sprune it. And so by spruning it, they basically delete trillions of people. It's like Thanos, but on another level.
Yeah.
No
A
stones,
whole other level.
no stones needed, just power. So it's just like billions gone.
Yeah.
So she's just like, holy crap! Like all this information is being thrown at her, and she's just like, okay, she's angry, upset, but also like, I can't say anything because like millions could die. Like it's a
Yeah.
interesting kind of.
It puts her in a weird position
It does. So this whole
of,
she's mad, and she's also mad at
yeah.
Kingfisher
It's like a
because
walking through a minefield. She's like,
yeah. Like,
okay.
okay, so she's learning about all this. So his mom was right. Kingfisher knew about that, or he didn't know that they were fated mate, or he knew that they were fated mates, but he didn't know about the part where she was changed into human because he purposely, this god, I forget his name, purposely wanted to keep them apart
Yes.
because he didn't want them together because there was going to be a lot of changes, a lot of stuff happening to where the branch on the tree or whatever it could possibly, or
Yeah. It would
something
cause a
like.
lot of issues.
So he was
And
trying to
then
prevent that.
we would have to we would have to let you all go.
Well, I think also that because most of the gods were ready to just to give up on him after what Kingfisher did when he was a child, which I
Yeah.
think is
When he was
not
a kid,
fair. Yeah.
right?
So they were like ready to give up on him and just kill him off. But because they're so integral to this world's foundational thing, it would have
Yeah.
caused that black spot. So that was the other thing. So he's like, no, I'm going to punch him this way. I'm going to make her human. We're going to separate them. We're not going to let them get together. And they're going to have to sort out their shit on their own. Well, because they're fated mates and he's a god and he can do a lot, but there's only so much like destiny and fate can do. So they end up together.
Yeah.
And it takes them a while and they go through some serious hardships
Boy, do they.
individually, and then together they're put together, but they're also going through their hardships together. So he goes through all this spiel and explains all that to her, and he basically is like, but because you are so seen, because you are so known in the destiny in the realm, and all the gods are aware of you and of Kingfisher, we in order to remedy this to prevent this darkness on the tree and this that would
Yeah.
cause like an immense like destruction of billions of worlds or whatever.
Yes.
I am going to have to hide you and make you into something new. And so you're sitting there like, how, what, make like a fish?
There's
Like,
something
what are you going to
new.
make? Like,
Like
what do you mean new? In my mind, I'm like, is he going to make her some kind of weird creature? But I'm like, but they have creatures. So what the heck could he make her into? Something new? And
a hybrid.
so, I mean, this is what's so brilliant about this writing because you are already so far into this book and another curveball, curveball after
So
curve.
many curveballs. But it's so good.
Yeah, so many curveballs. And what y'all don't know is like I was getting a play-by-play reaction practically
Oh yeah, for me while
from
I was listening
Maddie.
to it.
And I was dying because I'm like, ah, this was exactly me when I was reading this book. So I was just like, this is hilarious, but also I get it. But I'm like, I can't say anything because there's so much still to come. And then this happens and this happens. And then finally, he says that and she agrees to do it because she wants to be with Fisher. She doesn't want to die. She doesn't want Billion to die either. So she agrees to it and jumps into the fountain of life or whatever it is. And she
Yeah.
becomes something new. But he still can see her. He could see her. He's just trying to make it sure that everyone else can't.
Yes.
Like all the other entities in the world in this
Yeah.
creational thing can't see her. So she goes, becomes something new. So then she, she wakes up and it's still on this planet that Malcolm had, or that I guess it's a planet. I don't know, realm that
I think
Malcolm
whatever
was in,
the yeah.
whatever that was. They're still in that realm. And so they go and she wakes up and she's just like, what? Like Charles trying to figure it out. And they do a good job of like, isn't it like an immediate wake up of like, all the information being flooded it like back into her. What happened since then is like it's progressive that like Kingfisher comes and sees her. They talk about all the things and
Yeah.
he tells them like your mom was right. Actually, this is what happens. They go through the motions of relaying information. It's not just all thrown at once and then the book ends. Like there's an actual gradual into it.
Yes.
And then another reveal. Carrion comes in and he's Faye.
Not only is he Faye, he is like the the
The pr-
prince.
the true
He's
legitimate
like the
heir.
true legitimate heir,
Mm-hmm.
which I freaking love. Of course he is.
Of course he is. So apparently, what happened was his father, Kingfisher's father, had saved him and brought him eons ago to the human realm to save him from Belicon and
Yeah.
all of that, before everyone knew what was going on. But his father died in that realm with the evil queen. And
Yep.
so before he had died, they had made sure to glamour the hell out of Carrion to forever look like a human, basically. So
Yes.
he was a young child, Carrion was, and he had to grow as a human until he couldn't technically age anymore.
Yeah.
And so he was with a group of people that were aware of his existence and what he was and what the Fae were and were aware of it. So he stayed with them and
Yes.
grew. So then you hear about his life story and all like the backstory on that, and you're like, oh my god, more
That
information. Woo.
I was like, holy shit. So now, and that was pretty much where it ended,
Yeah, well, sort of, because
sort of.
they tell her, you find out what she is, the new something new that he created her. She's half vampire, half fae, because he did make her fae.
Yep.
So half vampire, half fae.
Because she needed to be both so that they couldn't
Yeah.
see her, right?
Well, she needed to be something new, something that's never been done before, and this has never been done before, where it's half vampire, half fae. And
Yeah.
then she is also the queen of the vampire realm because she killed Malcolm. So that's where it ends.
So
So
no big deal.
yeah, Cariance is the new king of the Fey realm, and then you've got where he's going to be, and then you have
Yeah.
Sarah's Fane. She's half Fey, half human, like a quarter or a quarter human, I guess, because
Yeah.
she was initially human. Now she's got turned Fey, and now she's half vampire. All those things, and then now it ends, and you're like, oh my god, there's so much that
I
has to
know.
happen in the next book. They still have
I've
to
already
fight
pre-ordered.
Belicon. They still have to fight the lady at the in the other realm. They still have
I
to find
know.
her brother in the other realm who is not aware of everything that's going on now.
Yeah.
Like
We don't know what happened to him.
he's still over there, if I remember correctly. Yeah. So it's just like there's so there's
I
still
can't wait.
so
I've
much
already
that's gonna
pre-ordered
have.
the second book.
Yeah, it's that same. I'm gonna get because they're gonna have the same kind of collector's edition for Brimstone with
Yeah.
the pretty
That's what you
edges
were
and everything.
saying. That'd be really
So
pretty.
so I got that book or I pre-ordered it.
Yeah. I love it. This was for me 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. This is a five out
Five
of
out of
five.
five for sure.
And
This
I
is in my top books for the year.
And I say that because there's just so much that goes into this. This is not
It's so intricate
it's
and
very
she just
intricate,
ties up every
complex,
loose end.
but it's a continuation of another bomb, there's
Yes.
another bomb.
And
The way that it's written and the way that
yeah,
each thing, it's a puzzle piece that falls into place that you didn't even know was missing. That's what's so great
exactly.
about it. That's what's so great
Yes.
about it.
I love that about this book, but hands down, 5 out of 5. I think if you haven't read it, you're really doing yourself a disservice. You need to
Read
read it.
it, listen to it. I recommend listening to it. Does wonders.
So do I.
If you haven't heard a clip on Instagram or TikTok at this point, I don't know where have you been, girl, guy, because it's been everywhere.
It's
It
out
is.
there.
It's been named. Walmart actually named it their book of the year. This book has been out for over a year. This
Yeah,
book has been out for over a year. It came out in 2024. It's still a bestseller. It's getting all these collector's
it's
editions.
still amazing.
It's now named Book of the Year for 2025 for Walmart, and they have their own collector's edition going on. Like,
Exciting.
there's a reason for the hype. This is a book
Yes,
that has all the hype, but it backs its hype.
it does.
This is backs its
This book
hype.
can back it up. It's
Yeah.
worth the hype. I would even say it could use more hype. Even though it's already getting all the hype, it deserves all of the hype.
It it's a good story. It's
I
a
love
good
it.
world building. It's got everything you need. Everything you need in the story. This is I hope I think they are making this into a movie, but I don't remember
I
if that
That's what
actually
I've
got
heard that they
signed
are.
on. I know there's
I hope
talks,
so.
but I hope this becomes a movie or even a series because
Uh,
honey,
just
this would be a
whatever, I would watch
really good
it.
series. It's
But
Game of Thrones
don't
level.
mess it up.
Yeah, follow along with
Do
like
it.
Passion
Do the
Flicks, we
book.
need you, girl. Passion Flicks, we need you to take over this because that they would
This
follow
needs
along.
to
They
it
would
needs
follow
to be the
along like a
book.
book.
Exactly.
It's good.
I don't know that they would have the budget for something this actiony though, because there'd be a lot of CGI needed.
It's
Like this would be
true.
a big Hollywood movie, but
Well, it
don't
could be a
screw it
series,
up.
and
It could,
it
yeah.
could get enough hype if Callie Hart, the author, signs on it, and they get enough backing from investors because of the amount of hype. If Walmart and all that gets in on it because like they invest in it, I don't know how it
Yeah,
all
could you
works.
imagine just like
That
exclusively selling at Walmart?
Yeah, like doing something like that, they would get the backing
Yeah,
they needed to make the film. It or to make the series. It would be
yeah.
huge and it would push Passion Flicks, I think, even further. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the book. I'm not going to get into that because I feel like we go on a tangent on that. So let's not do that. But back to the book. Yes, 5 out of 5, 11 out of 10, all the good ratings,
All of it.
all the high tiered
Read it.
ratings, all the stars. Uh, that
And we will be covering Brimstone
that is going
because
to happen.
we can't not. We both pre-ordered it. We're gonna read it as soon as we get it.
It's gonna be
We're gonna
fun.
devour
It
that
comes
book.
out on my birthday, which I'm excited. I already had the day off for my birthday, and it's just a bonus to have this
Hey.
book. So I'm
I
going to
really
get
hope it
it.
like
I'm going to
shows
fly
up at
through
my
it.
house at midnight.
It won't,
I know it won't, but
but I'm probably what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the because I think they already recorded the audiobook. I think they're gonna release it same
yeah, I
day.
think they're releasing it the same day.
I'll probably buy
With
the
big books like
audiobook.
this, I will too.
I will buy the audiobook and listen to it because I know the book will take a few days to get here, which is fine.
Yes.
But I'll listen to it and do that. And then I am going to see if there's a book signing around that time too, because that would be amazing. Because
Oh,
that
yes.
would be like my birthday thing for myself is to go get a book signing from the author. But
Heck
so
yeah.
very, very excited about the next book. Excited. It's like my birthday month or my birthday day.
Maybe Brimstone will be our birthday celebration book because both of our birthdays are in November.
That's
We were
true.
talking about doing like a birthday episode. Maybe Brimstone will be our birthday episode. We'll get like a cupcake or something.
Yeah, we'll do like happy release day, happy birthday to us, like all the things. And it
Yeah.
just be like a big
Thanks, Callie
celebration.
Hart, for this really nice birthday present.
Thank you, girl. Yes, I'm very excited about that. That's a great idea.
Same.
So look for that in the future. November, it'll probably get posted in
Yeah.
that time frame.
Yeah. Probably
Um,
end of November.
yeah, and we'll get it posted.
That'll be a quick turnaround.
Yeah,
We'll
no
have to
worries
talk
there.
about it.
Yeah, it'll be instantly like
We'll
we
talk
need to
about
talk
it.
about it. We need to talk about this. We got to bring this up. Like I can already hear us. Like it's gonna
I
be a big
same
deal.
and I can already see because we use Facebook Messenger and we do a lot of the voice recordings. I feel like when we're reading it, we're just gonna like give each other play-by-plays and be like, have you gotten to this part yet? Blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I
Yeah.
mean, we use all sorts of social media and stuff to
We do.
contact each other.
I legitimately think that we talk to each other on every social media platform.
Pretty much, except like
We have
Snapchat.
like four different
ways to communicate.
conversations going at once. It's like us in books too. Like we get people talking about one thing over here on Facebook, on Instagram. We've got another
The
thing
thing
going.
going
We've got
on, like
teams at
Teams
work and
and
like
then TikTok and like it's some sort of thing going on. So we have some sort of communication, but I feel like probably FB would be the main one because it's going to be so quick back and forth with like the
it's gonna be so quick.
like
Oh,
wait, I need to know where are you in the book and you're going to be here. I'm
I
like,
know.
"Gah." So okay, oh wait, let me know when you get to chapter this. Okay.
You're like, I have to debrief.
So we need to
I
talk.
can't wait.
I can
That's
already I'm
gonna
already
be a
excited.
really fun one.
But okay, so that is our
Yeah,
review, our
that's
discussion,
Quicksilver.
our endorsement, if that's
Oh
if we can
yeah.
even say
I mean,
that,
not that anybody
we
cares about
cares.
our endorsement, but we endorse it.
But we endorse Quicksilver by Callie Hart. Brimstone, the second book comes out November 18th, 2025. I highly
Yep,
recommend
pre-order
the
is available
series.
now.
Maddie also recommends the series.
Very
Don't
much
know how
so.
else we could say that. It's a really good story. It's a really good world. I'm very excited to see what's next. I'm
Same.
pretty sure this is going to be a trilogy, not just a twofer, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a
I
trilogy.
I hope there's more.
I do too. But at the
I
rate
hope there's
that
more than three.
the thickness that
The
she writes these,
thickness.
I feel like there's going to
Yeah.
be at least
There
three,
has to
minimum
be
three.
three. I would think at least one for each evil like
But like,
ruler.
because I feel like
One book for each baddie.
the way they have set this up, that Callie has set this up, it's gonna
Yeah.
take like a book each to kill each one. It feels like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would agree with that. So
I wonder if it gets progressively harder, like maybe they absorb Malcolm's power. And so now
maybe,
the two of them become a little bit more powerful. I'm excited to see what she does with that because we've got one down, he's in limbo, but he can't come back. What happens now?
yeah, this is just
That's my
speculation.
guess. This
We
is
don't know,
speculation. That is my guess. And who knows? Maybe that's not it. And
but you never know
they're
because
already
they're
hard to kill. So
yeah, like
do we need
they're
to make it even harder?
but life is so hard anyway. So I think it's such a testament to that.
Yeah,
She does a good job with that. But we can
she
keep
does a
going
great
on
job.
about this book.
We
But
could
the
go read it.
Quicksilver, Callie Hart, go read it, go listen to it, get the pre-order for the next book because you're gonna want it. You're gonna want
Absolutely.
it. Such a good story, and yes. So
Yeah.
with that, that's the end
Fun
there.
off.
We'll
Yeah.
sign off.
Well, have thanks for listening, guys,
Thanks for listening to us, like in our very deep dive discussion on this book.
on this book.
Bye.
Bye.